welcome to another tarot-inspired yoga class. Let's get into it. Put on your comfiest pair of sweatpants today because we are in for another gentle yin-style yoga class, slow flow movement, nothing too intense, and using all the props, as you know I like to do. So, today's yoga class is based around the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is all about validation and celebration. Celebrating you, all of your successes along the way, and validating all the hard work you've done to get where you are. So, if you feel like maybe the past 2 or 3 years have been a lot, I'm sure most of us are right there with you. I know I am. It's been really tough with everything going on in the world and in our personal lives. We're going to work, taking care of our families, trying to work on ourselves. It's a lot of stuff, and sometimes it can make you feel like, am I doing enough? Have I come far enough? I don't know if I'm working hard enough, and you start to question all the work that you've done. So, the Six of Wands is here to remind you that what you are is only one person. You can't do everything and be everything. You just take small steps along the way to get to your goals. So if you think about maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe even longer, think about the person you were then. I can almost guarantee that that person that you used to be would kill to be who you are and where you are today, right? It can be really hard to celebrate our success when it's very small and incremental steps. You know, we take one little step every day. Maybe we take one yoga class, or we go on a walk, or we take that course. And it might feel small in the moment, but the more you do, you know, it all adds up. All those small steps turn into big steps, and then all of a sudden you're where you wanted to be. That's how this works. So if you've been taking those small steps, this is your moment to celebrate how far you've come because you've worked really hard. And don't let that little thought in your head asking if you've been doing enough, don't let that get to you because you have been doing enough. You are enough already. So validate your feelings, validate where you are today, and know that I'm proud of you and everyone around you is proud of you. So celebrating our small successes, big successes. That is what we are here for today. So, like I said earlier, this is a gentle style flow class. So grab all the props. I would suggest 2 blocks at the top of your mat. If you have a bolster, go ahead and grab one. If you don't have one, that's perfectly okay. It's totally optional. If you want to grab a big pillow or 2, that would work also. And another prop I will have is this foam roller here, if you have one. We're just using this for our very first move of the class. So if you don't have one, no big deal. We're working on our spine today, opening up our spine and moving it around in different ways, because I do feel like if we're sitting at our desk, we're working hard, and we're focusing on things, we can kind of feel like our spine is permanently crunched like this, and we just want to kind of open it up and move it around. So grab all your props, anything you'd like to use. Meet me on the mat. If you have your foam roller, go ahead and grab it. We're going to put it horizontally on our mat, and we're going to go ahead and start. So we're going to just roll along our spine on the foam roller a few times. So go ahead and place the foam roller on your upper back, mid back to upper back. Plant the soles of your feet on the mat. Your arms can either be on your body or out to the sides, whatever feels natural. We're going to press into the mat with our feet and lift our hips. So our feet are on the mat and our back is in contact with the foam roller. From here, we're going to use our legs to pull ourselves forward, pull ourselves back, and use the power of our legs to move the foam roller up and down our spine. This is really great If you're feeling stiff, you want to open up the back a little bit. Might feel a little bit of cracks and pops along the way. That is okay. I definitely am. You can also place the hands behind the head just to support your neck a little bit if it's feeling a little strained. Just going at your own pace, rolling forward and back, along the spine from the upper back down to somewhere around the middle back. Breathing along the way. Beautiful. Just a kind of gentle opening. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and stop where you are. Slowly lower the hips back down and lift up off the foam roller. Okay, just a little warm up there. We won't be needing this foam roller anymore, so go ahead and push it out of the way. And meet me down on your back. Hug the knees in towards the body. Maybe make some circles with the knees. Massage through that lower back. Moving in both directions. Maybe close the eyes. Really zero in on a breath here. And when you're ready, settle your movements. Hug the knees in again. And then slowly lower both knees over to the right. Gentle supine twist. Arms can reach out to the sides in a T, or maybe cactus arms for a little bit more shoulder opening. Normally I save these supine twists for the end of our classes, but I thought I'd change it up today. Because if your back's feeling stiff, sometimes I'll just get up out of my work chair and just lay on the ground and do some supine twists, because it really does help to just get a twist in. Slowly lift the knees back up to center. Get my microphone here. And over to the other side, knees towards the left. Arms can reach out to a T or cactus arms. Gazing up towards the ceiling, or you can close your eyes. Not looking for the most intense twist here. Keeping it gentle. Focus on the breath. Nice deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Lift the knees back to center. Send the left leg long and hug the right knee in towards the body. So active left leg here, toes point up towards the sky. Keeping that leg active and drawing the right knee in towards the body and maybe a little out towards the armpit. You can stay here holding on to the knee, or you can go for a half happy baby if you want a little more stretch in the hips. So grabbing the outside of the right foot, sending the right foot up towards the sky, drawing the right knee in towards the armpit. You can also grab behind the knee for a little less intense version. Totally up to you. Half happy baby. Slowly let go of the foot. Draw the right knee in once again. And then we'll switch out and do the other side. So right leg long, left knee in towards the body, squeezing that left knee in and slightly to the left towards the left armpit. Active right foot here. The whole leg should be activated. Get a nice little hip stretch to start off. You can stay here or go for half happy baby. So either grabbing behind the left knee or the outside of the left foot, Left foot drawing up towards the ceiling, and knee towards armpit. Keep that right foot active. Hug the knee in towards the midline. Slowly let go of the foot. Hug the left knee in. Draw the right knee in to meet the left. And we're just going to rock and roll a few times forward and back. So, hands behind the knees. Get some momentum. And roll up and down the spine. Nice little spinal massage. Rolling maybe once more and then meeting up in a seat, facing the front of our mat. Legs stretch out long. I'm going to start off with a seated forward fold here. So legs stretched out long in front of you, sit up nice and tall. If you can't quite reach the feet, you're always welcome to grab a strap or a scarf or even a t-shirt and just wrap it around the balls of the feet and hold on to that strap. Otherwise, inhale, reach both arms up towards the ceiling, get a nice long spine, draw the crown of the head towards the sky, and exhale, hinge from the hips and fold forward over the legs. Grabbing the sides of the feet, or maybe just the shins. Bow the head forward. And just sink into the stretch. Feeling those hamstrings. Can always keep a gentle bend in the knees if that feels better for you. And slowly on the inhale, start to lift the head and meet back into a seat. Beautiful. Moving on to a seated twist. So right leg stays long, bend through the left knee and cross the left foot over the right thigh. From here, inhale, left arm up towards the sky, and exhale, left hand behind the hips, holding up like a little kickstand. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, wrap the right elbow around the left knee and twist towards the left. You can stay here with the right leg outstretched like so, or you can tuck the right foot in under the hips. Just preference, whatever feels natural to you. Inhale, lengthen the spine up towards the ceiling, gather some length. And exhale, twist through the soft organs of the belly towards the left. You can gaze over the left shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. And breathe. Gonna get into lots of twists today. On the last two breaths, maybe gaze over the right shoulder. A little extra neck stretch here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Beautiful. Unwind the arms and just bow the head over towards the right. A little counter stretch here. And lift back up. One-legged forward fold. So the left knee stays bent, left knee out to the left side. The sole of the left foot towards the inner right thigh. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Turn the torso to face the right leg. Inhale. And exhale, fold forward over the right leg. Bow the head. Think about drawing the nose towards the knee. Doesn't have to touch. In fact, it probably won't. That's just the energy we want to bring to this. Nose towards knee. Torso nice and long. And then bowing the head. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lift back up. And we'll do that on the other side. So starting with the seated twist, left leg long, bend through the right knee, and cross the right foot over the left leg. Inhale, right arm up, gather some length. Exhale, right hand behind the hips like a little kickstand. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, wrap the left elbow around the right knee and twist towards the right. You can keep the left leg straight like this, or bend through the left knee and tuck it under the hips. Either one is beautiful, just a preference. Inhale, lengthen the spine up towards the ceiling. And exhale, just a gentle twist, not forcing anything, not trying to go as far as possible. Celebrating our small steps, our small successes. You can gaze gently over the right shoulder, letting the body twist as far as feels natural. Maybe with each exhale, you feel like you have more space to twist. Just be curious. Maybe gaze over the left shoulder for the last 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Beautiful. Unwind the arms and bow over towards the left side. Just a quick counter stretch. Lift back up to center. Straighten out both legs. Shake them out a little bit. Beautiful. Lift up the legs, cross the ankles, and roll over to a tabletop position. Let's do a few cat and cows. That's a great spinal movement. Inhale, lower the belly, arch the back, gaze forward. Draw the chest through the arms. Exhale, tuck the tailbone round the spine, draw chin towards chest, press the back of the heart up towards the ceiling. Inhale, arch the back, gaze forward. Exhale, round and tuck. Moving on your own, at your own pace, with your breath. Moving as slow or as quickly as you'd like. Letting the body lead the way. We are validating not only our successes, but how we feel about it. How does your body feel today? You feeling that slow, gentle movement like you're moving through molasses? Or maybe your body is craving moving quickly. There's no wrong answers here. Maybe add a little lean forward, lean back into child's pose. You can rock side to side. Add any little micro movements that feel good in your body. You can move all the way forward into a back bend, or all the way back to child's pose. Just think about moving that spine in all different directions, in all ways. Your spine is meant to move. So let's utilize that. Couple more breaths here on your own. And when you're ready, meet in a neutral tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to send the right foot long behind you, tuck the toes, and then just kind of bounce into the ankle here. Opening up the backs of the legs, nice and gentle, one at a time. Putting some gentle pressure. I know when I wake up in the mornings, my ankles are always super tight, my ankles and the backs of my legs. So this can really be helpful if you're feeling some stiffness. Go ahead and draw the right knee back in. Stretch the left leg long, tuck the left toes, and same deal, just bouncing into the back of the leg, hamstring, ankles, calf. All of that can get really tight sometimes, so it can be helpful to start slow before we jump right into our downward facing dog, right? Draw the left knee back in. And now that we're feeling prepped, let's go ahead and move into our first downward facing dog. So tuck both toes, send the hips up and back, pedal out through the feet. Maybe sway the hips side to side. You can nod the head yes, and shake the head no. Any little micro movements that help settle you into your downward facing dog. Taking our time to get acclimated. This is your time. Go ahead and settle your movements. And just slowly tiptoe the feet towards the wrists. Little tiny steps until we're all the way at the front of the mat in a standing forward fold. You can just hang here, letting the torso rest on the thighs. Feel free to bend the knees as much as you'd like here. You can let the arms hang, or maybe grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. Lower the hands down to the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, press the palms together. And exhale, bow forward, hinge at the hips, back to our forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine forward. Grab your blocks if you like to use them in a low lunge. Place the hands on the blocks if you're using them. And then step the right foot all the way back to the back of the mat and lower the right knee. If your knees are feeling a little sensitive, you want some extra cushion, go ahead and grab a blanket or towel, place it under the right knee. Lengthen the spine up and sink the hips forward into your low lunge, getting a nice stretch through the front of the right hip. Inhale here. Exhale, start to straighten through the left leg, send the hips back, point the left toes up towards the sky, and bow the torso forward. Nice little half splits here. Inhale, lift the torso, bend through the left knee, back to our low lunge. And we're just going to move back and forth between low lunge and our half splits. Inhale here. Exhale, send it back. Low lunge. You can place the hands on the mat or on blocks, whatever feels natural. Inhale, low lunge. Sink into those hips. And exhale, draw it back. Straighten the left leg. Inhale, move forward. Lengthen the spine, open the chest. Exhale, send it back. And bow. One more time each way. Inhale. Sink forward, open the chest. And exhale. Send it back. And bow, half splits. Beautiful. Opening up those legs. Moving back to low lunge, just so we can switch out the legs here. So right foot forward. Sink into that front of that left hip. Those hip flexors might need a nice stretch. You can place the hands on blocks, or you can just place them on the right thigh. Either or, you can lift them up overhead. And just focus on sinking the hips forward. Open the chest. Inhale. Exhale, start to straighten through the right leg. Send the hips back. Point the right toes up towards the sky. And then bow the torso forward over the right leg. For half splits, get that nice hamstring stretch. Inhale, lift back up. Sink forward. Low lunge. Maybe a little arch in the back as you open the shoulders, gaze up. And we'll again just move back and forth a few times. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, send it back. Bow forward over the legs. Inhale, forward, low lunge. Open the shoulders. And exhale, send it back. Bow. Couple more times here. Inhale, move forward. Low lunge. Exhale, sink it back. Bow forward, half splits. One more time each way. Inhale, sink it forward. Gaze up towards the ceiling, slight arch in the back. Exhale, sink it back. Bow forward. Beautiful. Great work. Go ahead and lift forward, bend into the right knee, and send the right knee back to meet the left. Moving your blocks out of the way. We're going to do what I call clamshell arms. I'm sure it has a real name, but we're working on opening up through the middle back, which can be really hard to stretch sometimes. So this is a great way if you feel like you have a kink in the middle back and can't quite get to it. This is your exercise. So 2 options here. You can be up on your hands, which can help to give you a little bit more space to move. Or you can lower down onto the forearms, which just intensifies the stretch. So totally up to you which one you do. I'm going to start on my hands here. We're going to bend through the left elbow, left hand behind the head. Draw elbow to elbow here, close it up like a book. And then inhale, sweep it open towards the left. You might not be able to go as high as you think you can go. We're opening up the left arm like a clamshell. Inhale. Exhale, close it up like a book or a clamshell, elbow to elbow. Think about moving through the mid-back here. Inhale, open up, look towards the left. Exhale, close, elbow to elbow. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Couple more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more time here. Inhale, open. Exhale, close it up. Lower the left hand. Woo! It can feel kind of intense. It's not as much mobility in the mid-back as you have in, say, the low back. So don't feel discouraged if you can't open up as far as you'd like to. Just take your body's lead here. So we're going to do that same thing on the other side. Again, you can lower down onto the forearms for more intensity or lift up onto the hands. I'm going to keep it even here, stay on my hands. So bend through the right elbow, right hand behind the head. Lower elbow to elbow, close the book. Inhale, sweep it open towards the right. Clamshell arm. Exhale, close it up. Inhale, open wide towards the right. Exhale, close it up, moving through the mid-back. Inhale, sweep it open. Exhale, close it up. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 2 more times. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Beautiful. Lower the right hand. Maybe you notice you could open up more on one side than the other. I certainly felt more open on my right side than my left, so don't be surprised if you felt that as well. Just natural imbalances in the body. We all have a dominant side and a non-dominant side, right? All right, from here we're gonna do thread the needle. Kind of similar move, but we're gonna hold it, relax into it a little bit more. So hands and knees, I like to widen out my knees a little bit in my thread the needle. We're gonna start on the right side this time. So inhale, sweep the right arm up and open, maybe circle through the right wrist. Both directions. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left, landing down on the right shoulder, maybe the side of the head as well. You can plant the left hand on the mat and press open gently to open the chest up towards the left side. You can intensify the stretch by lifting the left arm up, or maybe fingertips forward. Totally up to you here. I like to press into the mat just to kind of get more of a stretch in the shoulder blades, the upper back. That's what we're focusing on here. Otherwise, just hold and breathe, reaching to the left with the right hand, pressing into the mat with the left hand. Couple more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly press up, unwind the right arm, reach up towards the ceiling, and lower the right arm down. Beautiful. Other side. Hands and knees here. Maybe the knees are a little wider than the feet. Inhale, left arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe circle through the wrist a few times in both directions. A little bit of wrist love. Inhale, open up wide. Exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right, lowering down onto the left shoulder, side of the head. You can press the right hand into the mat to open up the shoulders towards the right. Reach those left fingertips as far as they will go. You can stay here or intensify by reaching the right arm up, or maybe fingertips forward. Find what feels good and stay there for a few breaths. Think about drawing the shoulder blades apart, stretching through those upper back muscles. Inhale. Exhale, press into the right hand. Draw the left arm up and open, and lower the hand down. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to get into my favorite little back spine sequence, I guess you would call it. It's just been a fun sequence I've been working with. So, we are starting in tabletop position. This is kind of a cycle of movements, so we'll do this a few times. From our tabletop, inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round and press the back of the heart up. Inhale, move towards puppy pose, so lower the chin or the forehead down to the mat. Reach the arms forward, lower the chest down. Exhale, slowly draw the torso forward, landing in Sphinx pose with the forearms down. Get a nice little back bend in. Very gentle. Inhale, press up, draw the knees in, and send the hips back for child's pose.
So that is our full sequence, nothing too crazy. Just moving the spine in different ways. So let's move through that a few times together.
Lift up, starting in tabletop position. Inhale, gaze forward, arch the back. Exhale, round. Inhale, puppy pose, lower the chest and chin. Exhale, Sphinx pose, draw the torso forward, arch the back. And draw back to child's pose, taking your time.
Resting with the forehead down. Take a moment here.
Inhale, lift up, tabletop. Starting again. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round. Inhale, puppy pose. Exhale, Sphinx. Inhale, press up and back.
Exhale, child's pose.
Let's do that one more time. Tabletop position. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, puppy pose. Exhale, Sphinx pose. Inhale, press up.
Exhale, child's pose. Beautiful. Rest here for a moment. Give yourself a break. Maybe wiggle out through the hips. You can massage the forehead by just rolling it left and right on the mat. Nice low pressure point there. Celebrating our small successes.
Perfect. Lifting back up to tabletop, only so we can lower down to our belly. Gonna do some belly down back bends today. Not always my favorite, but I do feel like it's necessary. Necessary for strengthening our back muscles and counteracting all the sitting and slouching we do all day. So we're gonna start with a simple baby cobra. So feet nice and wide. I like to move them out to the edges of the mat here. Plant the hands on the mat by your ribs. Draw the shoulders back. With your inhale, use the back body to lift the chest up off the mat, just slightly. It's not a huge movement. Keep the neck super long. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Maybe even lift the knees. And lower down to the forehead. Let's do that a few more times. Press the feet into the mat. Press the pelvis into the mat. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Maybe even lift your hands up just to make sure your hands aren't helping you. We're just using our back body muscles. And lower back down. One more time. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Press the pelvis into the mat. Use the back body muscles. Lift. Nice long neck. Nice long torso. Maybe lift the hands. And lower back down. Beautiful. So for our next back bend, we're going to be doing either another baby cobra, if that's where you're comfortable, or a high cobra. So plant the feet into the mat. Again, just mats with distance. Either lift up to baby cobra using only back muscles, or press the hands into the mat to lift up even higher. Let the back round a bit, pressing the feet into the mat. Maybe keep a little bend into the elbows here. Gaze forward. Take a few breaths here in whichever cobra you find yourself. And then lower back down.
Now, we're going to change it up again. There's so many belly down back bends. I want you to get all options. So, you can either stick with baby cobra, high cobra, or we can do a little locust pose. So, you can keep your hands tucked in like baby cobra and just lift the hands like so, or you can straighten out the arms and lift like this. So, locust pose, we're lifting the feet, the arms, using only the back body, only our pelvis and our torso are touching the mat. Super using those back body muscles to lift everything else up. You can keep the elbows in tight or straighten out the arms. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Lower. Woo! That one can be a little intense, so let's do it again. Press the feet into the mat. Hands at baby cobra position or straight. Whatever feels good for you today. Inhale, lift the feet, the arms, the forehead. Our pelvis and our belly are touching the mat and everything else is lifting. Use those back body muscles. Lengthen out through the spine. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything back down. Plant the hands by the ribs. Press up to tabletop. And sit the hips back. To child's pose. Take a brief rest here. Nice little counter pose. Maybe sway side to side. That can feel good to me after a lot of back bends. We got one more sequence on our belly here. This one's kind of fun, so I hope you enjoy. I'm not sure what it's called, but I've been calling it the Superman sequence. I got this sequence from Kaisa, from Kaisa Fit, so shout out, she's wonderful. So go ahead and lower back down to your belly. Maybe if you have any blocks or other props in front of you, maybe move them out of the way. So we're starting in our same baby cobra position. So feet are nice and wide, hands planted down on the mat, forehead down on the mat. Now if you want to watch this first one, feel free. There's a couple movements involved. So we're going to inhale, lift the arms. You can lift the feet or keep them planted. It's totally up to you. Our arms are in like a W shape. Inhale, reach the arms forward. We're not touching the mat with our hands. Exhale, sweep the arms around and back. So the tops of our hands are at our sacrum. Inhale, sweep it forward. Exhale, W. Kind of makes you feel like you're Superman while you're doing it. So let's do that together. Start with our hands by our sides, our forehead down. Inhale, lift the front body up, including the arms. Feet can be planted or lifted. Arms in W shape. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale, sweep them around and back. Tops of the hands on the sacrum. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, W. Lower it down. Woo! That's a lot. Let's see if we can do 3 of those in a row without lowering down. Of course, if you feel the need to lower, go ahead, but we're just going to give ourselves an extra challenge. So 3 times in a row without lowering down. Let's do it. I know we can do it. Forehead down. Exhale all the air out. Inhale, lift. W arms. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, arms back behind the sacrum. Inhale, reach. Exhale, W. 1. Inhale, reach. Sweep the arms around the back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, W. 2. One more time. Inhale, reach. Sweep it around. Hands at the sacrum. Inhale, reach. Exhale, W. 3. Lower it down. Woo! That was a lot. Plant the hands. Press the hips up and back. Child's pose. Give your spine a little bit of a rest here. Whew. Maybe that was challenging. Totally okay. We did it together. So that is enough on our bellies. Go ahead and sit up to face me. We are going to do one final sequence, but it's a relaxing sequence, so don't worry. All the hard work is done. This might be a good time to grab your bolster if you have one. Also, if you have a wall near you, available wall with nothing on it that you can knock down, highly recommend moving towards a wall. If not, I have an option for you as well. So, if you don't have a wall or a bolster, let me show you what I would like you to do. You can just lower onto your back. If you have a bolster, you can just sit right on that bolster and lower the back down. This would be ideal. We want our hips just slightly above our head. But if you don't have a bolster, you can also grab a block. Hey, look at that. Place it on the lowest setting. And just place it right under the sacrum, somewhere that feels comfy. If your block is really angular or hard and you feel like it's poking you, you can also grab a blanket or towel and place it over your block before you lay on it. So, options there. So we want our hips just slightly above our head. This is kind of like a signal to our body that we can relax. There's just something about getting those hips just slightly elevated that can really be a relaxing sensation. So, from here, hips elevated, just lift the feet up into the sky. You don't have to, be up against a wall if you don't have one. This is perfectly fine. If you do have a wall, we're going to set up just like this, but our feet are against the wall. So it's just a little extra support. Totally up to you which is best for you. I'm going to use a bolster here, and we're going to place our bolster or pillow right up against the wall. And it's always kind of awkward getting into this, but don't make fun of me as I struggle. We're going to sit on our bolster right up against the wall with our right hip as close to the wall as we can get. And then we're just going to kind of maneuver our way so that our legs are nice and long against the wall. You can place a pillow or blanket under your head for a little extra support. We just want to make sure our hips are just slightly elevated above the head. So the wall gives you a little extra support for the legs, which can be nice. I like to get my hips as close to the wall as they can get. But if there's some space there, or you need to bend your knees, or, it's totally up to you. I want you to be comfortable wherever you are. So, a pillow or blanket can help with that. Place it under the hips or under the head. And we're just going to take a minute, wherever we are, go ahead and get set up. And we're just going to let ourselves acclimate to this inversion, because it really is an inversion. If your feet are above your head, it counts as an inversion, just as much as handstand does. This is just the most restorative kind of inversion, which is what we're looking for today. So very little engagement in the legs or the feet. Just start to close your eyes. Your hands can be on your body, or your arms can be stretched out into a T position. Find somewhere where you can focus on the breath. Signal to your body that it's time to relax. Quiet the thoughts. Just focus on how your body feels. How does it feel to be upside down? How does it feel to have your hips elevated? Feet up above your head? It's a whole new perspective. Beautiful. So as you settle in, there are different leg positions that you can do for legs up the wall. I like to offer some movement options because sometimes it can be difficult to just lay here with the legs straight up. Maybe you're feeling a little antsy, you want some movement. That's perfectly fine. So, options here. You can widen out the feet, a nice wide-legged position. This is really nice if you want to get some hip opening, but in this position upside down, you get gravity to help you. So I often find that I can do an even wider, wide-legged position than I usually can because gravity helps us here. So this is always an option. You can draw one foot in and one foot out and just kind of move back and forth, kind of like slow moving windshield wiper. So if you do decide to have some movement in your legs up the wall, that's perfectly fine. But I invite you to move mindfully. So pay attention to every movement, move nice and slow. Feel each muscle as it moves. So, we got our windshield wiper. You can also do bound angle pose, so soles of the feet together, knees out wide. This is a more static position, but it can feel more stable than our feet straight up because our soles of their feet are kind of pressing in. So I find this one to be easier to hold for a little bit longer. Another option you could do is scooching away from the wall a little bit, planting the soles of the feet down, and knees bent. So you can do windshield wipers here as well. Or maybe a figure four with one foot against the wall, bend into the other knee, ankle over the knee. This is a great sciatica stretch. And with the help of the wall, your arms don't have to hold onto the leg. This can be the difficult part of figure four for a lot of people, is holding on to the leg and trying to stay balanced and not let go. So the wall is there to hold you. And your arms can kind of just relax. And then of course, switching it out. So, these are your options. We're going to hold legs up the wall for a couple minutes. This will be our Shavasana. Now you can pick one of those versions and stick to it, or kind of cycle through all of them. I'm going to cycle through all of them so that if you are not sure what to do, you can just look up and see what I'm doing. Of course, just having the legs extended and holding for a few minutes is perfect. Beautiful. So, listen to your body. See what feels good. Change it up as necessary. Know that you don't have to stay perfectly still for this to still be legs up the wall. Move as much or as little as you would like. So I'll cycle through everything. We're going to take a moment to have legs up the wall in silence for just a few moments of quiet meditation. if you haven't already. Meeting in a legs up the wall position, legs nice and long, heels against the wall. Start to deepen your breaths. Come back to your mat. Come back to the present moment. Slowly start to bend into the knees. Press the soles of the feet into the wall. Maybe wiggle the knees left to right. Wiggle through the fingers. Move the arms slowly and mindfully, keeping the eyes closed. If you're on a bolster or a block, slowly just roll off to the side, off of any props. Taking your time and meeting in fetal pose, the pose of rebirth. Laying on your side, knees tucked in towards the body. Maybe an arm as a pillow for your head. Keeping the eyes closed, slowly press up to a gentle seated position. Legs crossed, hands on knees or thighs, sit up nice and tall. We'll end our class, as always, with one big communal breath. Maybe the biggest breath you've taken yet today. So when you're ready, exhale all the air out of the system. Take a deep inhale all the way to the top. Sip in as much air as you can get. And exhale, sigh it out. Press the hands together at heart center and bow forward to seal your practice today. Slowly raise the head and open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know this class was a little different than we normally do, but I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you gave it a try. And just remember the Six of Wands. You are worthy of celebrating every single success, no matter how small or big. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye, friends.